That means each 1977 D penny actually has real metal value beyond its face value. At today's copper prices, the metal inside is already worth more than 1 cent. But collectors look beyond the metal, condition, rarity, and errors take the value sky high. Part 3. Now, let's step back into history. The year 1977 was a time of change in America. Jimmy Carter had just become president, Elvis Presley passed away, and Star Wars made its debut in theaters. While all of that was happening, billions of Lincoln pennies were rolling out of the Denver Mint. Over 4.1 billion pennies were struck that year, but only a small fraction still survive in pristine condition today. Part 4. Why does the 1977 D penny matter to collectors? The answer is simple: condition and rarity. Most of these coins went straight into circulation and suffered scratches, wear, and tear. But the few coins that were preserved in uncirculated or mint state condition are the ones that collectors hunt for today. Some of these can be worth far more than their face value. Part 5. Let's break down the values. In average circulated condition, a 1977 D penny is usually worth just 1 cent. But in uncirculated condition, the price begins to climb. In MS 60 grade, you might get around 25 cents to 50 cents. In higher grades like MS 65 or MS 66, prices can range from $5 all the way up to $30. And at the very top, the record prices reach into the hundreds. Part 6. One of the most exciting parts of collecting is hunting for rare errors, and the 1977 D penny has some fascinating error varieties. These include double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and repunched mint marks. If you find a penny with a dramatic error, collectors will pay serious money for it. For example, off-center strikes can sell for $50 to $200 depending on how dramatic the error is. Part 7. Another factor that boosts value is eye appeal. Collectors love coins with strong luster, sharp details, and brilliant red color. The copper of the Lincoln penny tones over time, turning brown. Red pennies in mint condition are rare and command the highest premiums. If you find a 1977 D penny that still shines like it was just minted, you may have a hidden gem worth grading. Part 8. Speaking of grading, professional grading services like PCGS and NGC are trusted names in the hobby. They authenticate coins, assign a grade, and seal them in protective holders. Some of the highest auction records for 1977 D pennies come from coins graded MS 67 or higher by these companies. One top example sold for over $7,000, proving that even a modern penny can shock the market. Part 9. Let's not forget the sentimental side. The Lincoln penny is a symbol of American history. Abraham Lincoln was the first real person to appear on a U.S. coin, and his portrait has lasted for over a century. Collectors love the story as much as the value, and the 1977 D penny carries that tradition forward. Owning one is like holding a little piece of the American past. Part 10. The current market for Lincoln pennies is strong. With more collectors entering the hobby and online auctions making coins accessible worldwide, demand is higher than ever. The 1977 D penny is especially hot right now because it bridges the gap between the old solid copper pennies and the modern zinc versions. People want these coins before they disappear from circulation. Part 11. So how do you find them? Start by checking your change. Search through jars, rolls from the bank, or even inherited coin collections. You'd be surprised how often rare pennies show up where you least expect them. Always keep an eye out for sharp detail, strong luster, and unusual errors. Those are the keys to big value. Part 12. When you discover a 1977 D penny, compare it carefully. Look at the mint mark. Look for doubling on Liberty, the date, or Lincoln's features. Check the reverse side for errors like missing letters or weak strikes. Every detail matters because one small difference could be the reason your coin is worth thousands instead of just 1 cent. Part 13. Let's talk about investment. Many collectors are turning to copper pennies as a safe bet for the future. With copper prices climbing, every 1977 D penny has at least metal value. But the real money lies in high-grade coins and rare errors. If you hold on to the best examples, their value may multiply over time. Coins are history you can hold, and history always grows in value. Part 14 The record auction sales prove the power of this little coin. While the average 1977 D penny is common, rare high-grade examples have shocked the market. A blazing red MS-67 sold for thousands, and error coins keep collectors competing for the top spots. These moments remind us that even the smallest coin in your pocket can be a hidden fortune. Part 15 So the next time you see a Lincoln penny dated 1977 with that little D under the year, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look. You might be holding a coin worth more than $898,958 in today's rare coin market under the right conditions. And remember, every coin tells a story, and every story adds value. That's why here at USA Coins 1, we bring you the history, the details, and the excitement behind coins like the 1977 D Lincoln penny. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of pennies, make sure to like, subscribe, and share so we can keep uncovering more treasures together. Who knows, the next fortune could be in your pocket right now. Today, we are talking about the famous 1978 Lincoln penny, a coin that might look ordinary but can hold surprising value. Many collectors do not realize how much history and money could be attached to this 1-cent coin. Stay with us till the end because you may discover that the coins lying in your home are worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Part 2 The 1978 Lincoln penny was minted in the late 1970s during a period of high inflation and economic shifts in the United States. The coin carries the familiar design created by Victor David Brenner, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1978, the penny had already become an American icon, symbolizing both history and everyday commerce. Part 3 What makes the 1978 penny interesting is not just its design, but its place in the timeline of U.S. coinage. This was one of the last years that pennies were made entirely of copper, with each coin containing about 95% copper and 5% zinc. This composition gives the coin an intrinsic value that can sometimes be higher than its face value. In fact, the copper in a single 1978 penny is worth more than 1 cent in raw metal. Part 4 Now let us talk about mintage. In 1978, 3 main U.S. mints produced the Lincoln penny: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia struck hundreds of millions of these coins without a mint mark. Denver, marked with a small d below the date, also produced a massive number of coins. San Francisco struck proof coins with an S mint mark, made specifically for collectors, and these proof coins are the real treasures for numismatists. Part 5 Inches circulated condition. The 1978 penny often does not command high prices because so many were made. However, condition is everything in coin collecting. A heavily worn penny might only be worth face value, but a penny in pristine uncirculated condition can be valued much higher. This is why collectors search rolls of pennies and bank boxes to find hidden gems. Part 6 The key to the 1978 penny's worth lies in its grade. Coins are graded from poor all the way up to mint state, often referred to as MS. A 1978 penny in MS-65 condition or higher can bring a surprising amount of money on the current market. Coin collectors and investors pay premiums for coins with sharp details, strong luster, and no visible scratches. Part 7 Some rare varieties and errors from 1978 can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Double die errors, off-center strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet are among the most valuable. If you come across a 1978 penny that looks unusual, do not dismiss it. These rare errors can turn an ordinary coin into a life-changing discovery. Part 8 Now let us move to the current market. Today, in 2025, the value of a 1978 Lincoln penny ranges from just 1 cent in circulated condition up to several dollars in uncirculated grades. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can sell for $20, $50, or even more. Rare errors and proof coins can cross into the hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars. That means a penny from your pocket could actually be worth as much as $898,958 if it is an extremely rare variety in pristine condition. Part 9 Proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint are particularly desirable. These coins were never intended for circulation but were made for collectors with polished dies and special care. A 1978 S-proof penny in perfect PR70 condition can be worth a surprising amount, often trading for hundreds of dollars in the collector's market. Part 10 Another factor adding to the 1978 penny's appeal is its copper composition. Since pennies after 1982 were mostly made of zinc with only a thin copper plating, the older copper pennies carry